Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Tuesday, July 28th, 2020. I have been busy, very busy. So I wanted to give you an update on some stuff, and I've been doing a lot of running around, kind of unfortunately, but it had to be done. So we're going to take a walk out here, and we're going to talk as we walk. And actually, I wanted to go over here anyway, really quickly. My sister kind of cleared a path through here. I had planted, let's see, I'm trying to figure out where those, I thought I had planted them in here. I had planted raspberries up in here somewhere. I don't see where they are at the moment. But anyway, that doesn't really matter. Okay, so obviously everything going on this end of the property, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys up over here really quickly. This is pretty flat in this area as well. Bill had come in here and done some work for me and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about this area right up over in here. All right. So this is tucked into the trees. It's really a pretty area. That's where everything had been pushed with the bulldozer. So right in this area here, just so I'm kind of letting you guys know what's going on here, okay? Within the next week to 10 days, we're going to have another building back in here, okay? Now, it is going to be my sister Margie's building. And she had asked me, she said with everything that is going on, she would like to have some kind of building on site for storage. And if things go to total crap, she has some place that she could come out to, and at least she would have a building. And I told her absolutely yes, not a problem at all. So what I'm going to have happen here within the next, like I said, literally week to 10 days, is in this area here, I'm going to have a couple of loads of stone brought in. Now this ground out here is pretty solid right now, which is great. I'm going to have to try to figure out how, I don't even know if they can get a truck back in here. What may end up having to happen, which will truly suck if it does, we may have to have them dump the gravel as far back as they can, and then we're going to have to wheelbarrow it up here. Or I will, because the only thing that I can think of that I could do. So anyway, she's going to have a 10 by 16 building brought up into this area. So I figured we would tuck her in over there, because eventually, if you guys remember, in this area over here is going to be a big old pond where no trees grow in there. Okay, that's going to be a big old pond in that area. And down the road, we got to have that dug out. But if she's tucked up back in here, she's got a little bit more privacy, and it's not clustered in with everything else that we have going on here. So the only thing that I could think of what I may have to do to get a truck to come through here, all right, if they drove the truck, I would have to move out this fence temporarily back and have them try to come through. But I can't, because I have that concreted in there. Yeah, so that would not work. I mean, I literally would have to take the fence from that point, and that's actually concreted in too, so that's absolutely not going to work. So probably what we're going to, I'm thinking out loud here, guys. Probably what we're going to have to do is have them dump like literally two loads of the gravel here in this spot, and then I'm going to be humping it up there, wheelbarrow at a time. That's the only thing I can see that's going to work. So yeah, that's yeah, good times. All right, so I think that's what we're going to end up having to do, because there's just no other way to get it up in there. There's just no way. So if we have them dump it there, I can work on it. I can get it, get it up there. God, that's going to take freaking forever. But it's not going to be obviously as big as this. A 10 by 16 is much smaller, so I can kind of map it out up there once I get figured out. But so I went down today to the place and purchased the building. And so, and that's going to be, like I said, for my sister Margie. And so she's going to be bringing me the money up for that. And we're going to get that squared away for her. So, we're going to be adding on another building. But again, she'll let me use it for storage as well, which is going to be great. Because she's just looking for some place to put some supplies right now. And then this way, I can take some stuff as well and get it up in there and get it. What? Oh, hold on, guys, you have to see this. Hello? Yes? What's going on? You're very vocal. You're very vocal. So, so that's what's going to end up happening. I don't see any other way, unless I can have Richard come in with his tractor, and yeah, he could probably do that. Get a scoop. He could get his tractor through here. Yeah, that would actually probably work. He could go through here and drive up into there. Yeah, I'd probably I'd rather have him do that. So we're probably going to have 2 loads of stone dumped in here, and then we'll have to bring up what we can. I'll have to talk with Richard and see if he can help me with that. I'm sure he will. Because I'm thinking, because that's wide enough, he could get his tractor through there, so that would work. Okay, so yeah, that would make it much easier. But so yeah, that's going to be the game plan. But yeah, Margie is concerned. She said, I want to try to get something up here as soon as I possibly can. And I said, okay, well, let me see what I can do. And I went down to the place where I bought my building and my sister's building, and I talked to them, and they had a building there, 10 by 16, that I was able to pick up. So that's perfect for her. And so this way, SHTF happens. She has a storage building on site with a bunch of supplies already in there that she doesn't have to worry about trying to take 1 carload. See, there's the key, guys. When you are looking at a situation where you have to bug out, what you have to think about is, I'm going to get 1 carload. If you have 2 cars, you're going to get 2 carloads. You have to plan on not being able to go back to where you are. So now you've got to prioritize, what are you taking? So what are going to be the things that you take to that bug out location that you're going to? So with getting another building back in there, that'll be a perfect spot. It's out of the way, and she can have an area there, and it'll work out perfectly. And so the bugs are crazy. I don't know if you can see them all over the camera here, but they're definitely crazy. So I may go back out here in the sun, so hopefully they'd leave me alone. But anyway, so that was the game plan. So I actually have to call the gravel place and have a couple of loads of stone brought in. I'm not going to go with the fine stone like this here that I did last time, because actually that was a mistake. That was a mistake. I want the kind of stone that we had here, the larger stone, like that. So that's what I'm going to try to get, brought in here. So if we have that brought in, and we go from there. But so then when they bring the building in, God, how are we going to get that freaking building in here? I'm just trying to think about that now. This is a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Because I'm trying to think about this a second. How are they going to get the building back up in there? There's no way they're going to fit it through here. There's no way they're getting the building through there. I mean, the only thing that I can think of to do, because oh man, I could dig up these 2 peach trees and transplant them, and that would give it to that spot. That would give them more than enough room to get up and in there. That's the only thing I can think of. I may have to transplant these peach trees. Yeah, there's just nothing. God, that's not what I want to do either. But I really don't see a whole lot of other choices. Well, I'll have to contemplate that, because everything over here now with the fencing, I concreted that in. If that hadn't been concreted in, I could move that and we could have gone through that area, but I can't now because that's all concreted in there and that's not going anywhere. So, like if you look, well, I'm just trying to think here. Yeah, because even they're not going to get it through from here to there. That's not enough spot, enough room. So literally, I'm going to have to take out these trees. I'm going to have to, well, not take them out, but I'm going to have to transplant them. It's the only thing I can think of. It's the only thing I can think of, and that kind of sucks because they've been there for like 5 years, 4 years maybe. But we'll do what we have to do. We'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out. I'm just trying to think, where would I put them? Anyway, so I'm thinking to myself while I'm talking to you guys. I apologize, guys. But anyway, so my sister's putting a building in back here for storage, and in an emergency, it's at least she would have shelter, and if she had to bug out, she wouldn't have to be underneath, either in my place or, and again, depending on what time of the year it was. If it was wintertime, obviously, she would have that for storage, but then she would have to stay either with myself or my sister. So, that's how that would have to go. But, yeah, so that's what's happening here. Like I said, it's just trying to get things taken care of. She'd asked me to get on that, and so I got down there today and did that, and we got a building. And so if we had, okay, so here was the difference too. Now, if we had had a building made, let's say we had ordered a building and they had to make it. She told me it's 8 weeks out. Building supplies are short. They don't have building supplies in stock in a lot of places. As we know, we've talked about that in previous videos. So that's part of the problem. Again, with buying this building that they have on site, it's actually discounted. So we got a discount on the building. Plus, it can be here within a week to 2 weeks. And she said it would probably be before 2 weeks. She said it'd probably be more like a week. So I'm like, okay, so that will work. So yeah, you know what? So if I have, I'm just trying to think. If I have that other company come in, Bellinger's, if I move these trees, they could go right back there and dump that gravel right back there. And then all I have to do then is rake it out. That's what I'm going to have to do, guys. Unfortunately. And if I want access to the back part of the property, that's what I'm going to have to do. So those 2 trees are going to have to be transplanted. There's no other option. Because I'm thinking a long-term solution to be able to get up in there anyway. Because eventually I do have plans on doing stuff further back in the property anyway, as you guys know. So I'm going to have access to get in there. So anyway, so yeah, so that's going to be the game plan. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to have to transplant those 2 trees. There's no other option. Okay, so there you go. See, thank you for helping me decide that. But anyway, to be able to get a building in here right away was what she wanted. We had to, go this route. And like I said, she wants it for storage for right now. So I'm like, well, this is what we can do. And so I went down and took care of that for her. And we'll get her up here. And she'll have, like I said, that time period to get that in. And so that's a game plan. So new building going in on the home site or homestead, not in the cluster of everything up here, further back, because now moving forward, realistically, I mean, this is cluttered enough. I don't want to put anything else up in this area, so we're going to have to go back from this point. We have a nice flat area behind here, and that's a nice area over there. She'll be tucked into the trees, which will be a great spot for her. And like I said, especially for a storage building, it'll keep it cooler being amongst the trees and stuff as well. So and eventually when I do develop the pond, that'll be really nice to have right there by the pond. She could put like a little porch on there and kind of hang out and then just enjoy it. So that's the game plan. That's what we're doing. So yeah, I definitely have to transplant 2 trees, and that's gonna suck. That's not gonna be fun. So, but yeah, that's what's going to happen. So anyway, so that's what's happening here at the homestead. I'm going to have to do these trees in the next day or 2, because when the people come in from Bellinger's, they're going to need to be able to get access to get up in there. And it's dry enough right now. We've had a very dry summer. We can do that. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. So anyway, that's the game plan. That's what we're doing. And we will go from there, and I will keep you guys abreast with everything. So again, with inside probably the next 10 days or maybe less than a week, we will have another building up here strictly for storage, and that will be here at the homestead. All right, so that's what's happening. I know I'm rambling away and I apologize, but I'm just I'm thinking as I'm doing things. So but there's no other option. Those trees are going to have to go. So they're definitely going to be transplanted. So that's where we're at with that. All right, so anyway, I am going to jump off here, guys. I do plan on doing another video later today, and we're going to talk about some other stuff. So I will talk to you all about that then. I have something that I wanted to discuss with the UN and stuff like that, so look for that later. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. That's important to remember. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important to tell the people that you care about every day how you feel. Also remember STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that can stop you from getting there is you. All right? Stay positive, stay away from that negativity, and you're going to be fine. I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.